Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Maryam. I'm from 5BB class. In this moment, I would like to explain about qualitative data. Okay, let's begin. Do you know what is qualitative data? Qualitative data, or also known as narrative data, is data in research that explain a phenomenon based on things that generally cannot be calculated. Therefore, this data is called qualitative data because it is based on the quality of an object or phenomenon. Because quality generally cannot be explained in terms of number and statistic, qualitative data are generally presented using descriptive explanation. Next, research method. Qualitative data is generally produced by research using qualitative methods. In qualitative research, data is obtained from an inductive process, namely a method of thinking that departs from specific premises to general principles. Qualitative research focuses on describing a phenomenon based on its quality aspect, which generally cannot be measured by standard measures. Okay, next about object research. Qualitative data is generally generated when researchers want to focus on an object of research. Qualitative data will record and describe all types of phenomena related to the object of research. That's why qualitative data is less precise if it is obtained from research involving more than one object, because it causes the data coverage to be too broad. Sometimes, generalization made when analyzing a broad phenomenon with qualitative data can also omit information, thereby reducing the confidence level of research. Okay, next. About data form. The data of qualitative data is verbal and descriptive information about an object. This information is generally presented in the form of description, interpretation, and assessment of phenomena and processes during the research. Because qualitative data does not involve computable numerical data, it does not require additional presentations such as graphs, diagrams, and other statistical interpretation tools. Okay, next, about what is the purpose of using qualitative data? Before you open this channel, do you know qualitative data, right? And do you know the purpose of qualitative data? Before I explain about it, I ask you, do you know? If you don't know, let's continue our explanation. The purpose of qualitative data is generally used to describe and interpret phenomena on the chosen object or of research. Qualitative data can use a variety of methodologies, as there are many ways to interpret descriptive data. Usually, qualitative data is intended to describe in detail the immeasurable qualities that exist in an object. An example is the emoticon of a driver who is stuck in traffic. That's the purpose of qualitative data. Next, about research orientation. In qualitative research, the orientation is on the process and exploration of data. That's why the result of qualitative research also describe the process that was followed. The data is used as a starting point to explain the research process to arrive at the result. Explorative here means that generally things that are studied qualitatively do not have any standard that can be used as a basis. Therefore, this research is generally oriented toward the research process and how it can form a new theoretical basis to future research. Okay, next about research instrument. The research instrument is a set of supporting instruments used in the process of data collecting, data processing and analyzing, and data presentation. These two types of data have different research instruments. In qualitative research, the main instrument is the researcher himself and the notes and observation he makes. This happens because generally the data generated is descriptive data and a depiction of something. Several other supporting instruments that are often used include data collecting tables, data analysis tables, recorded interviews, and photograph of regional observation. Next, the example of qualitative data. Qualitative data will be presented in the form of descriptive description, so that the complete data is in the form of description of words that tell the phenomena surrounding the object. Examples of qualitative data include research that examines the impact of waste dispersal into rivers. This research is qualified as qualitative because it discusses the object descriptively and analytically. The qualitative data obtained from this research can be the form of pictures that cause people to dispose of waste into the river, how the impact of this behavior on the balance of the river ecosystem in terms of the sustainability of river biota, potential disaster due to garbage, and who is affected by this bad habit. Another example is a study that examines cognition in the capital city of Jakarta. This research can be considered qualitative or quantitative, depending on what data is used and the focus of the research. If this research focuses on the behavior of drivers that cause cognition of the emotional impact of cognition on motorists, so this research can be regarded as qualitative research. This because the data used, namely emotional description and description of the characteristic of driving a vehicle, are descriptive qualitative data. Okay, friends, I think that's all from my explanation. Thank you very much for your nice attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.